Hey guys, this is just one guy, and today I'm here with something new. Now, the way this got started was I was getting kind of bored with the Mistborn project, so I didn't feel like working on it anymore. Uh, I'm still going to work on it, but I just needed to take a break, so I made something else in the meantime. Now, the way this game got started was I created a phone AI. If you ever use something like Google Assistant or Amazon Alexa, something like that, it's something like that, just to do random tasks and stuff like that. And this is one of the games that I'm going to play with the AI just to make it smarter and make it feel more human. But it's a pretty good game, and I got way further than I thought I was going to get with it. I just intended to make the basis of the game, but I actually started to put in some features. Now, the premise of the game is that you have a group of soldiers and the computer has a group of soldiers. The soldiers fight until the last one of each side is standing. Then it takes those soldiers and it creates the next batch of soldiers based on that. And so through that, the soldiers continuously evolve and become stronger. And every round, you get to pick one stat to improve on the soldiers, whether it be their speed, their strength, or their health. Now I'm just going to go in game and show you how it works. Now I did make this game for Android, that's why it has this little thing right here, just so you can zoom in when you want to. That's purely for Android. Now the player is the red soldiers and the computer is the blue soldiers. And they just program to attack the closest soldier, and whoever wins is the winner. Whoever has the last soldier standing is the winner. Now I'll explain abilities in a minute, but I'm just going to exit that for right now. Every round, when every round is finished, right here, this tells you whether you won or lost. This tells you the strongest player from your side. This tells you the strongest player from the computer side. This tells you if the computer has gained a new ability. Abilities are these powerful things that change the game and change how the game works. At least that's how I intended it for it to work. This is the generation you're on, how many rounds you went. And right here, you have a choice between increasing your damage by 10, your health by 15, or your speed by 3. I changed those values depending on how I want the game to feel. There's also a main menu button where you can just go directly change all that. Another thing is there's a mutation in here. So each time the soldiers go through a round, there's a chance they can mutate their stats. And how far those stats can mutate depend on the mutation min and the mutation max. Also the character limit, how many characters you want. Just for performance reasons, I limited it to 100 because the way they target characters, they go to the closest character. That was kind of expensive processing wise. So when you get above 100, it starts to slow down. But anyway, we're just going to increase the damage right now. And it also tells you what the computer chose to increase. And it's just a simple game. They go and attack each other. But each round, your soldiers get stronger, faster, and more health, depending on what you picked. And also, there's just a base level of what they can gain too. They gain a base amount of health, speed, and damage every round. And you can choose to give them extra in whatever one you picked. Now these are abilities. Abilities are super powerful. They change the game. First I'm going to go into overclocked ability. Now just to give an overview of this ability right here, it gives you one soldier, and that soldier is completely invincible, and all his stats are increased by 200 except his speed, which is increased by 500. But he'll die in 5 seconds. I gotta change the actual words of this. So we'll just see how that goes in game. We'll choose our health to increase this time. You can see how the computer has grown, how my soldiers have grown. This was my strongest soldier this round. This was the computer's strongest soldier this round. It hasn't gained an ability. The computer hasn't gained an ability. And generation is 2. So let's just increase my health by 15 this round. And you can see that's the overload soldier. He's going to charge in. He's doing his damage. And he died. And he's completely invincible, but he's programmed to die after 5 seconds. And the end game, that could become really powerful because he can charge over super fast because the soldiers get faster each round. But you can see he quickly went over there and killed some of the blue guys for me, and before my guys could come over. Just zoom in here. And this was just a game I developed to play with the AI that I was developing for the phone. And eventually I'm going to just hook this into a neural network. And so the AI can make smarter decisions. Because right now it just picks stuff at random. Right now I'm going to go with brute force. What brute force does is it gives you strength, but it also gives you an AoE attack. So now all my soldiers are going to do AoE attacks. Now in the actual game, I just got it set up because to get those abilities, you have to get skill points. Skill points are handed out very rarely at the end of the round. I believe I set it at 10%. So only 10% of the time when you get a skill point. But right now, I just gave myself about a bunch of skill points just to test it out. Right now, we're going to go with Born Leader. What Born Leader does is it gives you one of those overload soldiers, except he's not invincible. Now the thing is, the reason I set it up that way, I'll show you in a minute. You can see he's white right here, and he's a little taller than the other soldiers. Now watch what happens to him. Even though he's stronger, faster, and way more powerful, since he charged in quick, they all attacked him. So while it might seem overpowered, it's actually not that overpowered because he's so much faster than everybody else. He just charges in and then instantly gets killed. We go to Psychic Awakening. Psychic Awakening just increases all of your base stats by 5% for every soldier. So it's not just one soldier's, every soldier. And you can see now they have these little psychic shields. And you can see how the abilities are just meant to change the game completely. You can see they're all doing a little AoE ground pound things. That's from the brute force ability that we got. Preternatural speed increases your speed greatly, and it gives you these little trails. So I'm going to increase my speed this round. And you can see it gave them those little trails and made them way faster. And now we're just trouncing the computer because the computer doesn't have all these special abilities. And you can see each round where our strongest soldiers are going stronger. Now the goal of the game is to keep above the computer, because the computer can just start improving stuff every round and then quickly get ahead of you. Like you can see, I'm ahead of the computer in strength, but he's way ahead of me in health. If his health outpaces my strength too much, he'll start winning. In fact, he would have already been winning if I didn't have all these abilities just completely overpowering him. When you get an ability, it doesn't factor into the genetics of the soldiers. So when the next round of soldiers are created, all their powered up abilities doesn't power into their stats. So it's just basing it off their base stats. So and overall, I think it's a pretty good game. I really didn't intend to get this far in the game. I just intended to build out the core of it. Uh, but it actually turned out pretty good, and I built it way further than I thought it would. Let me see what else is in here. Of course, you can choose not to upgrade anything. You've got the how many soldiers you got left up here, the how many wins the player has, how many wins the computer has, and of course your exit button. Then you've got your main menu button. Just click that again. That help screen is it's not nothing on it now, but it's meant to tell you how the game works. And then you've got everything you can change here. Like I'm just gonna make this, instead of having 100 characters, we're gonna have 25. We're gonna set our mutation max. In fact, this will be pretty fun. Uh, Let me just restart the game. If we go to main menu, and then we set the mutation at 52, and set the minimum mutation at 1, and we set the character limit to 50, and we're going to set our base speed to 25. The base speed is the amount of speed that you can gain when you hit that little button. Set the base health to, I don't know, 200, and the base damage to about 50. So we just go to save changes. Now we're not going to play with any abilities this round. We're just going to upgrade the speed by 25. Now remember, mutation is on, so each soldier is going to come out wildly different. Some are going to be way faster than the others, and some are going to have way more health than others. Let's do it again. And you can see that when they run up, they actually have different speeds. And I think that's about it. It's a pretty good game. About a week or two, when I clean up some of the glitches and make sure everything works correctly, I'll put it up on itch.io or whatever that website was. And of course, probably put some stuff in the background, create some levels. But all in all, I think I made a pretty good game. I wanted to add a lot more abilities, like maybe the ability to summon animals and stuff like that. But the way I got the idea for this game was when I was looking at evolutionary algorithms. And so this basically just uses one of the algorithms to create a whole game behind. It based it off your strongest soldier evolving on to the next level. So you have a round, each team gets killed. Whoever's the last one standing is clearly the strongest soldier. Although that's not always the case. One of the things that happens in this game is a lot of the times, I'll just show you, your last soldier standing will actually end up being your weakest soldier, which is pretty funny. And that's because your strongest soldiers, when the mutation is all the way up, let me just set it to how it's supposed to be. Go to the game manager here, and instead of having 0 mutation, now the mutation works by percentage, not max. Oh, sorry, not the actual number. So instead of 25, it's going to be 25%. So soldiers can mutate at a rate of 25. We're just going to set that to 75%, and then we're going to say negative 75%. So soldiers can have a 75% difference from their genetic lineage. And now when you see some soldiers turned out to be really slow, and some soldiers turned out to be really fast. Now the effect of this is a lot of times the soldiers in the back will end up surviving because they're really slow and they didn't just charge forward. Because when when a character charges forward, he can get jumped by a bunch of characters because they can all attack him at once, and then he'll die. So a lot of times your strongest soldier will end up being the one in the back. As you can see, when they collide, all the front soldiers, all your fastest soldiers are dying, which I thought was interesting and funny. But then again, upgrading speed is a valuable tactic, because one of the things I found is if you upgrade speed enough, a bunch of your soldiers will charge forward, and the computer will have only a couple of soldiers that's fast, so you can take out some of their soldiers by jumping and by having a whole bunch of soldiers just run up really quick and alpha strike them. Just go with preternatural speed and upgrade speed. See how my soldiers are overall faster, so they're moving up a bit faster. And I'm the red soldiers, not the blue. Now you can see some soldiers are so slow that they're forced to walk. Now you may ask, why would you want less characters? One thing less characters does is you get a more personal battle, and it will zoom in the camera more. And it'll also make the battles quicker because they won't be as far apart. The distance between soldiers is based on how many soldiers you have. So if you only have 5, it's going to make them really close, just so the battle doesn't take super long and draws out. Let's just give them Born Leader. I never used this with only like 2 or 3 soldiers, but let's see how this goes. And you can see he's just demolishing them. That's pretty funny. And you can see how the abilities are super overpowered here. you've you've got those 2 soldiers just completely demolishing him. Oh, hold on. And they also got AoE attacks, so they're hitting every one of the blue men when they attack. It's pretty funny. They actually attacking so fast that their pause in between attacks is more noticeable. Now, one of the things is we use genetic strength. It actually makes your soldiers taller. Oh, they killed the god soldier. Oh, that's not good. Oh, you can see my soldiers are a little bit taller because they're genetically stronger. I don't know what happened with the blue guys, but apparently they've increased something. Let's see how their stats are. Holy shit. Yeah, see, I think what happened was the genetic, the mutation by 75%. It created a strong mutation to give a soldier health, and then they bred that soldier over the last couple of rounds because he was the last one left, and his genetic line continued on to the next round. So you can see now they have a soldier with ridiculously high health, and all the other soldiers from the next round is being born from him. And you can see the evolution can get out of control with a mutation like that. So he's just dominating us to the point where he can literally kill immortal characters. So we just gotta catch up to him. But that's generally why you don't want to set the mutation too high, because you can get wild genetic differences and wild differences in the stats. And you can see now, like the last soldier that survived, he only had 75 health instead of 100. So they just lost 25 points of health on all their soldiers because of the wild genetic diversity. Mutation. But they gained, they got 98 in attack, so they can still easily kill me. My strongest soldier is only 11 attack. He has to attack their soldiers at least 7 times before he can kill them, while they only have to attack my soldiers once. The only reason I'm even surviving is because I got the Born Leader and the Overlord character. This would be pretty funny if I didn't have the abilities. Well, it wouldn't be pretty funny because I'd be getting killed. You see I won again. And that's because that Overlord character, that giant yellow character, his strength, he's like one of my regular soldiers, but all his abilities are 200% stronger. So he has about, what, a 60% attack? Or I think it's 200 on top, so what's that, like 60 plus 30, which would be like 90 or something like that. And You can see what the genetic, the mutation is doing to them. It's killing them. Their last soldier only had 35 attack. They went from 90 to 30, and health 100 or something into 60. Anyway, I think it's a pretty cool game, and I'm gonna put it up on itch.io in a couple of weeks. I'm thinking about calling it Red, Blue, Green. I don't know, because at first I had chickens and they would just attack each other, but then I changed it out for the little humans because most of the animations on Unity retarget towards humans, and so it's just easier to do it that way. Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you for watching.